look over here. And over here. Hello. Hello. Oh, shit. Oh, maybe this goes the other way. Yes. Yes, it does go the other way. I have one viewer, and I scared him away by talking. Oh, what is she doing? Oh my god, these freaking regions are laggy as fuck. I'm lagged out. Alright, so anyways, sorry for such a long pause there for people watching this back. I'm also obviously on SL2 and someone's talking to me, so maybe I should not have flipped the screen on, but I wanted to make a follow-up video for the live stream that I did night before last. So it turns out the way that the way I UV'd that board ended up not working for the way that I wanted to texture it. So, oh God, I'm brain farting so much. I'm needing to come in here and make some edits. So I figured while I'm making those edits, I might as well flip the OBS on and show you these edits as I'm doing it. Where is she? Ah, yeah. I like the... The client actually is changing the way this looks. So I'm gonna need to be making some edits to what I have already created, basically. From what I get from her, I think she is just wanting the mesh logo. So I'm just gonna take this one and just make a duplicate. Also, somebody asked me on the last one, do I like make copies of things so I don't have to go back and like rebuild something? Absolutely. These down here are the very first objects that I made. Something with Maya too, and I don't realize why. What the fuck is Rubito? Oh, there is a logo there. So for some reason, Maya, like when I save the file, it deletes things on my file sometimes, because this one right here is supposed to have bases, just like this, has those little circular bases. It's supposed to be here too, but I'm guessing in the saving process, it was like, oh, we don't need that shit. So every time I open files that I've already done previous work on, there's always something missing. So sorry. I'm sorry that I'm slightly distracted. I'm being TP'd around. Someone's gonna let me rent some small satellite stores on their land, and I'm being TP'd around. And her Sims are so laggy. Oh, I like this better. Oh, this one's good. Yeah, so for the person that asked me if I leave copies, and so I don't have to go back and remake everything. Yes, I do. Usually when I'm done UV mapping and baking like ambient occlusion for one set, I just go ahead and automatically duplicate it and move it up. I don't know why. I guess everybody's workflow is different. But usually the originals are at the very bottom, just like this, and then I move copies up to the middle. Usually anything that is like above the originals are of some kind of working order, and then if I have to edit these, I make a copy and push it up. So a lot of my scene files look just like this, but they'll have like 4 or 5 rows of the same, you know, board being modified over and over and over. And the very top ones are the absolute final. That I just do it. I don't know that I did it that way with any thought. I think that that's just what makes sense to me. When I open a file, I know that everything on the very bottom is the very first pieces that I made. The ones on the second row were working pieces that I took out, and then from the working pieces, it just goes up from there. Well, hang on a second. Oh. Oh. All right, so, okay, so I think what needs to be done here, from my understanding, is that these need to come down below the board, below the, and actually, I think maybe even I'm going to dump this. I'm going to dump all this completely. We'll do that in a minute. Not going to dump this because this actually took forever. That's non-mesh face, right? What? Yeah. Hang on a second. I don't know. Yeah, that looks like a system head. Yeah. Okay. I keep hearing like a beep. Sorry. All right, so I think I'm just going to kind of start over here. I'm going to make the frame square instead of the rectangle that I had before. From my understanding, I hope that she just wants it just a little bit more simple than how I had it. I was trying to make something I can't do too fancy, but I was trying to make semi fancy, you know. I'm trying to make it look good and make it not look so damn basic, but I think she kind of wants basic, so I'm just gonna do a simple frame here. They've already had cookies earlier today, but now that you're teasing them, you might as well give it to them. They've already had cookies. Yeah. Of course they want cookies because that's all they do. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to delete the back face there of that because this is going to be up against walls, I believe. And kind of bring this in a little bit more. I'll be not so sidetracked in just 1 second. Yay, thank you. Okay. I wonder if I can import that mesh logo in here without it being all fucked up. And of course, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck? What is this? You know, what the hell? When you make stuff really big and you don't realize it. What the fuck is that? What the hell? Alright, we need to just go away. Because I don't know what the hell you are. Think. I'm just gonna remake it. Let's see. Create. No. Come here. Alright. So, I'm just gonna bring this in. We'll see what drops in here. How is she doing? Is this it then? Where the fuck did it go? This is why I just like, honestly, like starting over sometimes completely clean, because to me, Maya is not as easy opening a file that you've already been working on and just continue working, you know, like it is Photoshop. I can go midway through a Photoshop file and remember exactly where I was and know how I need to, like, you know, where I need to start and start working it. It's not like that for Maya, for me. It's hard to open a file that's already been worked on and continue working on it. Everything seems to just break and not be like the same as when I was working on it 2 days prior. So for my workflow, I really try to like get everything done at least to a point where I can just import it back into the scene. But like just now, I just tried to import this Cosmopolitan text back in, and it did some crazy shit, and it just is not. I fucking hate modeling. I hate it. I think what she just wants is this. I hope. And maybe she might even want an even simpler form of just the frame and then a texture. Her texture logo may be stuck in the inside of it. I'm going to try the mesh first just because she got charged for mesh. And if she comes back and tells me, oh, I just wanted the texture, well, okay. Then I'll just be like, I don't know why we agreed to do a mesh one. Because if that was the case, I have so many frames in World, I could have just retextured and given her, and it wouldn't have had to be a full custom charge like this. But so hopefully this is how she wants it. Bring this up. So I already had these pieces vectorized. So all I did here is just bring them in, and I'm just gonna have to redo everything because I don't like when I brought it in before it was all like in that big huge cluster of what the hell. So these are going to have to get mapped again. So it'll just be like repeating the steps that I was doing on that last video, but we're just doing it different content this time. Same things. I'm going to pull the faces off of this text, and I'm going to arrange my UV map more custom fitting for what we have. And then I'll try it and see if this is what she's talking about. It's kind of hard to, like, I know, like, I've ordered custom mesh from people before. Usually what they do is, if it's not such a straightforward type of, like, thought process from me, they'll model it, and then they do like a render, and they show me the render and ask me if that's how I like it, and if I say yes, then they go ahead and bake and finish and all that kind of stuff. The problem is with this particular person is she's not online very much, so I'm trying to understand what she's talking about in her revisions and just do it and show her a finished product. because there's so much time in between us talking to each other right now, and I'm assuming it's because of all the bullshit that's happening in the world with the coronavirus and stuff. So she's just not really there to give me like clear instruction on what to do. So I'm really just trying to do my best at understanding what she's telling me to do, and just doing it. I feel like this is probably what she is talking about. She said she just wanted the Cosmopolitan in a frame, and then under the frame she wants the social media icons. That's not what we talked about initially, but okay. I guess now that she's seen it combined together, she didn't like it combined. So we're just gonna make it the way she wants the best I can. So I'm guessing she wants it like this, so it'll hang up on the wall. This background here will be black, and this will be colored as best as I can to color it like the 2D logo. So something that I can go ahead and just explain with this, to her 2D logo, the font itself is kind of got a bevel on it, and it's kind of makes the font look rounded just a little bit. It's a very, very slight style overlay on top of the text, but it's not going to work for it being 3D. What ends up happening when the font is really thin like this, and I say this 1,000 times, hopefully maybe the explanation on this will make more sense because you can see it. When the font is really thin like this, that kind of bubbling or like embossed or bevel type style doesn't work because the lines here are too thin. And for mesh, it ends up looking like the texture that I made doesn't fit properly. When it's just there's not enough room here for that bevel to like look as great as it does on a 2D. And I think it's because the dilation probably, if I tell the renderer to make the ambient occlusion with an edge dilation of 3, when I go and I just overlay the texture that I use for the 2D, it just does not line up properly. So in this case, what's going to look the best is that the text just have a color on it. Of course, the side is going to have shadow, so when I overlay the color, it'll absorb the shadow that's going to be shown in between here, but I'm not going to be able to put a style on the outside of this because it's going to look like it doesn't line up, and there's absolutely nothing I can do to fix that. So the only thing maybe I could do to make this look even just a little bit better is bring the Cosmopolitan part into Substance Painter and then maybe do some kind of like metallic look on the sides, but I don't think that's what she wants. I think it needs to be more, she doesn't want it to look cheap, put it that way. She doesn't want like a cheap metal type look to it. It's supposed to look very like elegant and casual. So, yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening for this. Or, because on the 2D version of this logo, let me see if I can find it, actually. Maybe it'll help out if I just show you what I'm talking about. This is her 2D. You see there's kind of a little bit of a haze around everything. It's not neon per se, but it is glowing just a tiny little bit, just to kind of give it the extra. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I don't know if it's showing on the video, but there is a slight bevel around the edges just to make the 2D version not look so plain and flat. But bringing this on top of a mesh version is going to look terrible. For one, it's not going to be as like smooth and as clear. It's going to be a little bit pixelated and jaggedy. It just looks awful. So I'm not going to take a copy of this and lay it on top for the 3D version. I'm just going to use this color right here and then set it to like multiply, to where it kind of gives it a popped out, like it'll have the shadow, but then the front's going to be more plain, is what I'm trying to say. And then for, actually, let's see. Where did I put that picture? Oh, here. You can kind of see it up here. I just did, it's just a plain color, and then it's got the color that's absorbing the shadow. So that's what the mesh logo looks like in SL. This is how the previous kiosk versions came out. She doesn't like those, so yeah, that's why I'm in here redoing this now. So I think these are already mapped properly. I'm not gonna have to do this again. Let's hope. Let's look at this and make sure. Yeah, I just need to come in here, click everything, and combine it again. Check the UV, make sure it's okay. So what I did with these bases is motherfucker. Let's do it like here and select that. And there, that's fine. What I did with the bases, instead of UVing them individually, I just clicked all of them at the same time and combined them. And then I applied the Oculus, it's not Oculus, it's something IRCC, whatever, the shader for Turtle, and then I just went ahead and automatic UV'd them. It was just easier that way, and it turned out to be a nightmare. Entirely too many textures when I just UV'd them by themselves, or just UV'd the one and then copy pasted all the way around. Just for the simple fact that they have the icons on the front of them, and I wanted the shadow from the icons to be displayed. Just mapping them all at one time was just easier. It's whatever, it's fine. They're all going to be the same color, so it's fine. There was no patterns or anything that needed to be on it. It's fine. Obviously the icons are all different maps, but now that I'm thinking about this, I could put them all on one, because it's just, they're going to end up being the same color too, I think. I've never done that before. We could do that for like for tutorial sake, for showing you how to do sake. So if I did it this way, I could really just like think of keeping everything below the 0.4, and for just like right here, so I'd put another set right here, another set right here, you know, I could maybe do it like that, and then it would be one map for all of those icons. Let's try that and just see what happens. I mean, why not, right? Why not, right? If you didn't watch the live stream before and you're like, yo, how are you doing this? I would definitely watch that one first, just to kind of give you an idea of what I was trying to show. I made these videos for a person that's in my Discord channel. She was having trouble with grouping, I guess, grouping her mesh once she cut it up. She was getting confused with how to make faces but one object, multiple faces, one object. This might be a lot to actually do. Maybe this is not the best idea. Maybe to group them, I don't know. Let's see. Let's make this above the 6. If you're talking to me in chat also right now, I don't have the chat up because it distracts me. So if you just give me a second to a stopping point, I'll go and I'll check and see if anyone's talking. I'm just going to check and see what this looks like real quick because we just have one more piece to put on there. So see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of like putting it, you know, spacing them out and keeping them still grouped so just their faces and shit like that can be accounted for. I could really just put these like... I hate UVing. I know people that love to UV. Like, they love this so much, and I'm like, oh my god, I just want to, like, punch rabbits. I hate UVing. Even though this only makes sense to me because I'm organizing it in a way that I'm going to texture it, which really, I think they're literally just going to be a color. I'm not going to make them separate colors. Hopefully that's okay with her. Because the only one that would really require like a custom type coloring is going to be Flickr, because one dot is blue and one dot is pink. But there's no way right here, the way that I UV'd the outside, for me to decipher which one of these UVs is pink and which one is blue. So say she approves everything and she's like, oh, but I actually want those icons to be colored, they're legit color, then I'm gonna have to come back in here and UV everything again, because it'll have to be, these will have to be UV'd separately to where this one and its border is pink and this one and its border is blue. This one would be fine, this one would be fine, this one would be fine. This is the only one that would cause any trouble like that whatsoever. Okay, and this is the other one that is still not shrunk. I'm going to make it super small and just kind of shove it up here, and then I'm going to click it all again, and then I'm going to resize it. There. Alright, so now I can just right click UV, press R, and I'm only moving these pieces to just kind of organize them in here. I've seen some really crazy UV maps before, so I'm pretty sure like if I still had other pieces, I could totally cut this down even further and be shoving pieces like in here and in here. I used to get, I don't know if this girl still does templates or not, but when Toxxic Templates was open, that was not my store, by the way, it's spelled different. Her shoes, oh my god, she used to UV map really, really detailed shoes all to one map. It was insane. Like, this section would be like for laces, this section would be for the shoe, this one would be for the tongue, this one would be for the eyelets, this one, all the pieces of the shoe would be on one map. Like, now that I do my maps like this and I try to like make them more custom, I like seriously bow down to that chick because this sucks. This sucks. Like, I bet she was such a whiz though that she used to do it probably really fast, but this sucks. Deadpool, I think, does his maps like this too. Everything's all one map, and I'm just like, yo, fuck this bullshit. I mean, this is nothing in comparison to how tedious rigging is, and for that, people that rig, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I honestly never want to learn how to rig. I just have no desire. Okay, so this is this is a clusterfuck, but it's fine. So all of these icons are obviously different objects, but they're gonna be combine, center, they're all gonna be done on one map. So I can just toss a color on this and I don't have to have 5 different maps. This one is all one map because I just grouped them all together, combined them, and then I did an automatic map. So up here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select this face here and I'm going to extract it. I'm going to click it, I'm going to press front, I'm going to apply the shader, and then I'm going to create UVs based on camera. And that is how that's going to be. I'm just going to automatic UV this, so I apply the shader and then I hit automatic, which is the same up here, automatic mapping. I'm gonna look at that, and that's not fucking right. Wait. I'm gonna put Lambert back on this, and I'm gonna delete those UVs because why the fuck is this all combined? We need to separate this. Alright, so now I'm going to click this again now that it's separated and the text is not combined onto it because I forgot it was like that. Apply the shader, automatic mapping, that's fine. And then for this here, I'm going to combine the text, make sure that it's just the text that's clicked, which it is. I'm going to take the front faces off. So I'm going to click the front faces. And I'll just do this too and make it, it's all one color. It's not going to have a style, it's not going to have a pattern, it's just a color. I'm going to extract that. Right click object and I'm going to press control and then I'm going to click the border to take it off, making sure that the only thing that I have selected is the front faces. I'm going to combine them and center them. And then run a automatic mapping on the border. So I'm going to apply the shader, automatic UV, click the front face of this, click front, apply the shader, and then I'm going to do create UVs based on camera. Now, that should be about right. So here's the Cosmopolitan text on the front. I'm going to resize it down just a little bit to kind of give it some space around the edges because it's just easier for me. I'm taking note that this is all falling under the 0.4 line here going across horizontally. So I'm going to come back here, I'm going to right click object and I'm going to click the border parts again and then go to the texture editor and right click UV, select the whole thing, press R, and I'm going to resize them and make them fall above the 0.4. You know, it's really funny because I always told myself that I was never going to do a tutorial for Maya because I suck at it, but I at least know how to do this stuff. I don't know very much further from this. I know how to make mesh logos, I know how to make text, I can make very, very basic frames and shelves and bookcases and stuff that's very, very simple. Like the event boost, that stuff it's literally just extruding boxes over and over. So I'm not super advanced. I don't plan on ever getting super advanced. I just know how to do what I know how to do. I don't mind showing that. The only thing is that I use a renderer that nobody uses. So my steps from here, once this is all UV'd and ready to be baked for ambient occlusion, it's different. It's going to be different because most people are using Arnold, or they're using Mental Ray. So from that point forward, you're on your own, because I don't know how to use either of those. I use Turtle. That's why my shader map here is green. Yours won't be green. Yours will be probably gray if you're using Lambert as your shader. It'll be gray and kind of shiny if you're using Blinn. Not sure what other shaders people use, but I think those are like the basic ones if I'm not mistaken. So anyways, with both of those set up already, I'm going to have them both clicked so I can view the UV for it, and nothing is overlapping, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm going to go ahead and just combine them and then center pivot. Everything for me has to be a center pivot, because when I go and press W and my cursor's not right there, it drives me crazy. So I'm going to click this. Okay, so she did mention, ooh, font sale. Who else gets excited because of font sale? I think I'm going to make this one map as well. Let me look at what that border looks like, though. It's probably not bad. Not bad. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in here, grab this UV, this little box here, bring it. Also, like, my panning and stuff like that is the same that it is regular Maya controls. I need to figure out, sometimes when I watch people do tutorials, they have, like, it pops up on the screen what they're pressing. Maybe I'll figure out how to do that to where you guys can, if I do any more of these, like, watch me work in Maya, watch me fail in Maya. What the fuck happened? Oh my god. Watch me fail in Maya. Snap, please. No, you don't want to snap? J? No, we're done snapping. You piece of shit. I can't remember how I did that one day. Alright, fuck you. It doesn't want to snap. I don't remember how to do it. I took a tutorial one day on how to snap to grid, and I don't remember what they told me to press. J, I thought. No. Alright, I don't know how to do it, so I'm just gonna try to line it up the best way I can. Just gonna be a color, not putting wood, not doing anything super fancy to it. So I'm just gonna leave it. And on this side, I'm gonna put the interior. So I didn't pay attention. Always pay attention to like the line that it stops at. So this one's gonna stop at the 0.5. So I'm gonna click on this and go to the texture editor. I'm going to bring this in to here, and then I can click on both and make sure that nothing is overlapping. Nothing's overlapping. If I really wanted to like be super anal about that, I can bring it in there. Okay, so I can click this one now and click this one and combine and check it, and it's all on one UV. One frame, two different faces, one UV. Same with this, one object, two faces. One object, one face, and one object, one UV map, but 5 different things fitting on it. Okay, hopefully that all makes sense. If it doesn't, when I go offline, you can pause the video and look at the other video and see the differences between the two objects. And I feel like once you understand, once you do it one time, it's like kind of like the scripting for Bosch. Once you get it to work, one time, it's literally repeating that same step over and over and over and over and over again. It'll start to make more sense to you. But it does take some time. I ain't even gonna lie. It took me... I was automatic unwrapping everything for a good year. And then I just kind of got tired of that, and I was like, I kind of need to do this a little bit more custom, like having control what is happening here. No, Kelly Clarkson, you piece of shit. Alright, let's see what's gonna... Alright, this changed things here. I'm just gonna move this out. So it didn't catch a face. So I just clicked everything, and now I'm going to find a space for this, which is, there's space right here. It's okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's all one color. If it was going to be different colors, then that would have been different, but luckily, in this case, it's all one color. So click both of them and just combine again, and we're okay. Oh, are we okay? Yeah, we're okay. I was saying something. Yeah, I came to a point where I was feeling everything needed to be, I needed to have a little bit more control over where certain islands were falling. So I had to get to a point to where my brain could understand this. And it did take a long time for my brain to understand that. I used to work at a wrap shop in real life, a car wrap shop. And it's kind of the same kind of thinking. And even back then, I had a hard time imagining 3D as I'm sitting and working in a 2D program. I had a really, really hard time with imagining how a texture, even solid, even a color, how that's going to look when it wraps around a fender wall, or where the bumper. And sometimes it had to have a graphic. Like, you've seen like cars that are wrapped, for like, I don't know, plumbing companies, or air conditioner companies, or I don't know, glass repair companies. Their trucks are wrapped now, and that's just the sticker that they've applied to the car. But when you're designing that in Illustrator, or I did a lot of mine in Photoshop and then took it in Illustrator and like made the lines finer, more straight, vectorized it, it was still really hard for me to look at a 2D texture like this and imagine how this is going to look when it's wrapped around a corner. My brain just doesn't easily see that. I had a lot of problems when I worked for this company, and I did end up getting fired because I couldn't I can't remember if I quit or if I got fired. I had to leave. Either way, I had to leave because it was one of the hardest jobs I've ever had in my life as a graphic designer, because I just couldn't clearly see it. And it's the same thing for mesh. I have a really hard time understanding how that's supposed to look when it goes around the curve. Or some people can look at their UV map that they have created themselves, and they know exactly. They don't have to come back in Maya or the 3D program and click a UV face to find out what part that is on their actual mesh. Some people can just look at it and they just know. My brain don't work like that. I am very much so a 2D graphic designer. When it comes to 3D, I really just don't grasp it very easy. So it did take me quite a while to even get to this point. And these are actually basic instructions that they tell you when you're first learning how to model in any program. They're telling you how to cut up the UVs, but me, I was like, there's an automatic function? Pfft, I'm using the automatic function. Fuck y'all sitting there cutting up UVs. But really, once you start getting into it, it is something you're going to want to figure out how to do. And I'm by no means a master at it. There are still even text pieces that confuse me. Sometimes oh my god, I built like this, let me see if I can find it. I saw it last night. I've had to move hard drives. My hard drive was crashing, and I was dangerously close to losing my entire... I don't know, I've had this computer for like 10 years. I was really close to losing everything, but we got a new hard drive, and I had to move everything. I saw this last night, and I don't know where it is. Couldn't even tell you what I named the damn thing. This fucking thing here. Oh my god, where's the picture of it? Here. Here. I modeled this after this, and actually, where's a clearer picture? Do I not have a freaking clearer picture of this? Let me see. Why does this have a... Alright. Whoop. No. No. Yes. Let me clear this. So, I found this really cute picture on... Pinterest. I'm assuming this is somewhere, it's Sewell Tower. I'm not exactly sure where in the world that is. You guys can figure it out. You probably already know. Anyway, this is a vending machine that I think is like somewhere, not China, but I don't know. Not trying to offend anybody. Anyway, I saw this picture and I thought that this machine was so cute. And I wanted to see if I could model it. I had no intention in selling it. I just wanted to see if I could make something like it. But once I was finally done with this, I have no fucking idea how to UV some of these pieces. I never did UV it and bring it in SL. I just left it in Maya, took a picture of it, rendered it, and just showed people that I think I'm getting better as far as just being able to model things by sight. What I'm really bad at is I'm not very good at coming up with inventions on my own. Like, there's some people in Second Life that they just go into their modeling program and they're so unbelievably creative that they don't need a lot of visual reference for the things that they're making, and I'm not that way. I'm actually much better if I have a visual reference and then I can make the minor tweaks, like this is not the same as in here. I could have made the interior exactly like that, but I just did it my own way. So, I'm the type of person that heavily relies on some kind of visualization piece where I can get the overall idea, but I have the freedom and can make my own decisions on making it different. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there are still things that I've modeled that I have no idea how to UV. And I even thought about this because I was like, well, I did make it different enough. I can take this text off. Somebody could put their logo there. Or if it was a gotcha machine, I could have put a frame there. And they could put their gotcha machine key in this. Maybe this could have different, or this could be a demo. I don't know, you know. But when I bring this model back up, I'm just like, I have no fucking idea how to UV it. I would probably automatic unwrap a lot of it because I have really no clue. So it just takes time, and I've been teaching myself how to model since 2016. So for 4 years, and I still don't know how to do what a lot of people know how to do in SL. It's just everybody's at a different learning pace, and yeah, and I fight a lot. Like, I fight about this a lot in my own head because I hate it so much. I hate it. This to me is like calculus. You know, some people take calculus in high school or college and they absolutely love it. They just get it. It just makes sense. And then there's some people who are like, hell the fuck no, I ain't taking no calculus. You're never going to use that in your life. And that's kind of the same way my thought process is. If something happens and I'm not working in Second Life, I ain't going to be working in 3D. I'm not taking this anywhere outside of SL. I only will have it here. So this is my calculus. Like, I'm trying to do it, but I don't fucking like it. I don't like it. Actually, like, okay, so maybe that's just a wee off. I like modeling. I don't like UVing and I like texturing the model, but then I'll be super happy when it's in this viewport, but when I upload it to SL and then people start complaining about it, how it doesn't work for them, how it's not perfect, how I did it wrong, how I should have done this better. If they did it, they would do a different way, and how dare I charge them $1 for something that they don't like, and blah, blah, blah. It ruins it. That completely ruins it. So when it's in this viewport, I guess I can find some kind of enjoyment. But when it's in SL's viewport and it's being for sale, it's up for the wolves to tell you how you did everything wrong and how it's not good enough. So it's a battle. So let's see. I think I'm going to try. I would love to give her a render, but it will break. It will most definitely break YouTube. So if you can pardon the buffering for a moment, I'm going to actually set this up to render her a picture, and I'm just going to send it to her and see if this looks better, but your screen is going to buffer for like maybe 2 minutes. So if you're okay with that, I'll go and look and see if anybody has said anything to me. I'll press the render real quick, get her a picture, and then all should clear up, okay? Give me like 2 minutes of buffering. I'm gonna go make me a water too. Be right back. Oh, okay, wait a second. Motherfucker. Guess what? She just sent me a fucking picture. Um. Alright. She wants it. I have to change it again. She does not want the black part showing on here. All she wants is how her logo is with that little bitty thin line going through it, just like this. These are going to be the icons at the bottom. So she wants absolutely no background, just a shadow plane. So, once again, we're starting over. This is another reason why, like, I want to vent so bad. Okay. Oh, sorry, I said I was gonna go read what you guys are saying. Thank you, Dima. You're such a lifesaver. Alright, so I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna do this. I kind of think, just for argument's sake, like the growling, this is what I do when people start to piss me off and I can't talk shit. I just sit here and growl. I really thought that I understood. I didn't. So I'm gonna have to make this thicker because if it's too thin in Maya, it will not read it right. It'll just give me problems. So I'm gonna make that thicker there. And I'm going to use this exact shape and import it in Maya because it's cut at the perfect edges. Like, I could probably make a little square, you know, and cut it. But I'm a vector girl. I'm not that great at just like modeling with the objects in Maya. I would much rather just make a vector and do it like that. And that's just my personal preference. Sure, someone's going to watch this and be like, nope, you're doing it wrong. But this is how I do it, and this is how I'm comfortable doing it. You piece of shit, would you please make a diagonal? Thank you. Should I do it like that, or should I just cut it? Maybe I should just cut it in like this. Make it... Sure, and just make it like that. Fuck it. I asked her in the last email back if she could show me either by scribbling on a, you know, on a piece of paper, if she could show me the prims what she was talking about. Let me open AI. I'm never going to make mesh clothing. If you guys are sitting around waiting on me to make mesh clothing, you're going to be dead in your chair, because I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to teach myself mesh clothing. Please, please. I just want to be done. Let me see something here, just to give you an idea. I accepted this order on December 4th. I started working on this order on January 18th. It's now March 26th, and I'm still working on this order. So maybe you can understand why I want to be done with this order. I think like I should start saying like people always ask me in their consultations, how long does it take you to create an order? And I think sometimes I just need to be honest and answer it depends on how picky you're going to be. Because I can get orders done quickly if you're easy to work with. But if you're not easy to work with, it might take 2 or 3 months. Or sometimes what pushes me back on orders and taking so long is other orders that can't make up their mind what they want. And it's like a domino effect. All the other orders have to wait for the person that doesn't know what they want to figure out what they want. What am I doing? Let's see. I did that. Okay. Yeah, let's try again. Border? Yes. Hello? No. I don't know what I've done. Here. Let me just start over because I think I fucked that up because I was talking. Ranting, venting. If anybody gets irritated because that's what I'm doing, just click off the video because I'm irritated at the moment. Here we go. Border, save it, is 8. Okay. Often, me taking too long to create an order is because of me, because I'm creatively spent and I'm not making my best work possible. Sometimes it's the client because they don't know what they want and I don't know what they want. And they expect for me to know everything, and they think that I'm a machine and I can read their mind and all of these things that I can't do. And sometimes it's an okay partnership, like everything's fine, but we're not really seeing eye to eye. I'm trying my best to offer the best quality possible, but the person I'm doing the custom order for has no sense of style whatsoever. They just don't. They're not like they're not good with the art category. Yes, this is where I thought I might have issue. So to make this absolutely perfect, maybe not. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe. I was talking to, I don't know if I'd really call her a friend, but we are acquaintances. She's a client, and I've vented to her before in passing, and she just said that sometimes maybe it's very simple that people just don't have good taste. And I'm assuming the reason why people come to me is because they think I do have good taste. But it gets to the point where sometimes, like, the client doesn't want to let go of their bad taste and welcome somebody else's taste to their brand. They want to keep fighting what they absolutely like, but at the same time, like, sometimes I have to tell people, well, what you're doing isn't working. Like, you're coming to me because you want a fresh start and you want a fresh look for your brand, but you won't let go of the parts that you like, but they're not working for you anymore. Like you want a fresh start. So sometimes it's kind of like a fine line. And I have told that to somebody before. I'm just like, well, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but you told me you want a fresh start, but you're not willing to have a fresh start. You're fighting me. You're wanting the old stuff that wasn't working for you. And the creation that we've come to, like that we're at this very point in time, is god awful. It's worse than what you already had. So it's like sometimes I have to be mean, and not mean, but sometimes I have to throw in the towel and just be like, I don't think you're ready for this change. I think you're ready to really start over, and it's okay, but I'm not going to waste any more of my time, and I'm not going to waste any more of your time, or waste any more of your money, because time is money and I charge for time. So sometimes it does come to a point with some of these orders where I have to just stop and say, I quit. I'm sorry. I think you're better off using what you already had. And of course, later on down the line, if you feel like you come up with a really good cohesive idea and you want to try again, I'm all for it. As long as they don't burn the bridge. Some of them burn the bridge whenever I toss in the towel, and they're like, "Oh, you're fake, you're fraud, you only work for whatever," and they get all mad and stomp off. Well, that burns the bridge. So to make it to where I won't work with you after that. But if you can keep your shit together and keep calm. I've had several orders that I've done, and we just didn't see eye to eye. I ended up throwing in the towel and told them, this is not going to work out. Somebody's going to have to let go of their wants. Either I have to let go of what I'm trying to do for you, or you're going to have to let go of what you're trying to do for you. And we've had to stop working together, but we have come back and picked back up a couple months later, and it came out to be awesome. And it was nothing like what they were trying to do. Sometimes I don't know, people might have like an influx of money or something, and they're like, oh, I want to go ahead and order this custom, but they really are not ready for it. And hey, how do you know that you're not ready for it? So you try, So, I mean, it's all different kind of situations that end up happening for this kind of stuff. This one, I feel like it's going to feel good when it's over, because a lot. This has been so much work. And it's a relatively small order. It's not a big order. They've only got 4 or 5 pieces in the order, and that's it. But since I still teach myself mesh, it's hard to do mesh for me. It's hard. So I can only hope that this is now how she wanted. I mean, this is nice too. It's different. It's not super plain. It'll be pretty up on the wall, I think. It's different than what I thought she wanted. Whenever she said kiosk, I'm thinking a kiosk, like a stand-up type of thing. And once we talked about it, I realized it was not a stand-up, not a stand, like a magazine stand type of kiosk. When she said kiosk, that's what I automatically thought, but that's not the right word for what she wanted. I don't know if English is her first language or not. It doesn't matter. She speaks really good English, but I just don't think I saw the same thing in my head that she was trying to relay to me. So again, that's really great. Like, if people can provide some kind of visual for me to look at, because everybody calls things different things, like sign, or the biggest confusion, a sign, a poster, a flyer are all technically the same things, But even like a poster and a flyer, when people tell me they want a flyer, I think postcard size flyer, like a 400 by 600 or a 600 by 400. That's a flyer to me. And if it was being printed, it would be a 4 by 6 card, 4 by 6 inches, 6 by 4 inches card, like a little postcard you would get in the mail. To me, that's a flyer. But some people think of it as a poster. A poster is like an 8 by 10 or even higher than that if you're thinking movie poster. But it would be a much bigger size file for Second Life. I'm thinking like the posters that I create as templates. So like a 1000 by 12, 1300, like a portrait. That's, to me, that's a poster. But technically it's really the same things. You would be charged the same for the design, but it's the same thing, but people call it two different things. And I would visually see in my head two different things, depending on how you say it. So that was my confusion there. With this is just going to be a shadow plane, so I'm going to apply the material, and then I'm going to do create UVs based on camera, and then that's just going to go here. Just because I'm stupid anal about stuff, I'm just going to make it go to the side. Could have totally left it. It's fine. So now I want to bake this again just to give an idea. So if you can be patient with me for 2 seconds while we buffer, it's appreciated. Okay. Hopefully it stopped buffering for you. You can reload the video. Maybe it'll quit if it's still rolling. And I'm gonna save this. I've sent her a and my brain is like I sent her a screenshot of the render, so let's hope she's not online, so I have to wait for an offline I am back, but hopefully that will be what she wants. What else am I doing here? What can we switch to momentarily while I wait for her to respond? Let's see. What are you guys talking about over here? The clothing itself, I'm good. Just uploading stuff to SecondLife and make it for different body types. I can't find many videos on it. Yeah. I would say that there's probably not a lot of videos of people actually making clothing for SecondLife for different bodies. Just because I think that that task right there is super intricate, and I don't think it's going to be something people want to watch. Like, I think it would be the people that are really, really good at it. I don't think they want to show people how they do it because it was extremely hard to learn themselves. And I don't think that's like a one-size-fit-all type of tutorial video. So yeah, I don't think you're going to see very many people going live doing that or have videos for it. Sometimes I run across videos that people put out. Hang on one second. One second. One second. You want to read this? Rye just dropped this in my box. I don't want to say it out loud because I'm trying to make everybody panic, but...
Yeah, I heard something about that. Not to use it because it has some sort of reaction with the COVID. I heard that. To try to take those COVID. So yeah.
Oh, it makes the virus worse?
It has some sort of reaction with it or something. Maybe it feeds it like food. That's kind of why I've been using Tylenol. I saw that. I was like, ah, crap. But just in case, I've been using Tylenol instead of the Advil.
What are NSAIDs?
Um, you're not supposed to take too much of it. It's not really good for you. It'll hurt your liver after a while.
Alright. Alright.
I didn't read the whole thing.
I mean, you can read the whole thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing out loud. So.
You read the whole thing?
Yeah. They said they did a story on it, so it must hold some kind of truth to it.
Advil kickstarts the virus into pneumonia. All right. Enough said. Why even take the chance, right?
But it's the best headache medicine.
It is. Everything.
It's the best headache medicine.
It is, man.
Look, how many versions I've done. I guess this would be version 7. I just want to see what it looks like in World and make sure that I'm not going to have any problems whenever I try to import it in World. The fact that it's taking a little long to give me a thing worries me. There we go. Alright, let's see where we are in SL. Okay, I want to make sure that I was unmuted because I did mute there for a minute. And let's see, let's bring her over here. What?
I am moving the anvil just in case.
You're moving the anvil?
Yeah, I also bought this. Look, when they didn't have much medicine.
Motrin.
This is straight ibuprofen.
It's Motrin, right?
Yeah, and this is just ibuprofen. Anything with that shit is going. For now. Good thing I bought lots of Tylenol.
Three Landon pack. I mean, we shall see. It's not baked or anything, so I can't apply any textures to it. I just wanted to make sure it's not gonna like be. Sometimes when I do things, it does okay loading in SL, and sometimes it doesn't. So I just wanted to come in here and do a quick like, just to make sure. Yeah, these, they're fine. I think they're fine. Just to make sure everything like took right. And I'm gonna have to bake this stuff when you guys are not with me, but I'm gonna do that after I get the yes or no from her, because I am not fucking baking all this shit. Only for her to be like, no, that's not what I want. So technically, this is gonna be a transparent. It's gonna be the shadow behind it. So I can pick this up, and I have got to like, I'm gonna sell these, so that doesn't go completely to waste. Obviously not with her stuff on it, but I'm gonna sell them, I don't know, somewhere. So there's her regular mesh logo, and then this will be the kiosk that I guess designers will put up on their wall. I'll have to play with the importing numbers to see if I can get that even better, because I mean, that's a pretty fucking big size. If I was to take this downstairs and put it on the wall, let's do that. Let's go downstairs and put it on the wall just so I can see like real time. Sorry, I got people IMing me. For shits, if I was to put it, I'm not in Cosmopolitan, so this is just an example of why you can't res anything inside of an AC building. That's what this is. You can't res anything in this foyer area. You have to res it in like here. But if I was to put this up on my wall, assumably how big would it be amongst the rest of these kind of like kiosk things? So I think it could probably even go a lot smaller. If I was just to put it like up here. That's what this is. It would be on... It would be like this. And of course these will all be scripted. She'll have to script them. I can see that being smaller even. So for 3 prims, we make it a little smaller. It's still 3. I think it'll stay 3. This is the smallest I can get it. I hope that's okay. I would love, and I think a lot of people do this in Blender because you've got decimate. I don't know how to do a decimate type of function in Maya. I don't think it works the same way. Possibly, I could maybe take a model when I'm done with it in Maya and put it in Blender and then do decimate. I don't know if that starts to really break down your model or not. I've never actually tried it. So I don't know how people get shit to be 1 prim. And it, like Dust Bunny, all Dust Bunny stuff is super intricate. It's got so much stuff going on, and then you click it and you're like, it's got to at least be 10 prims, and it's 1 prim. I'm just like, What? Why can she get this one prim with all this shit going on? Even this, like, I would suspect that this would be a lot of prims. It's only 2. This is mine, and I've kind of learned a trick with, putting like a physics thing on it, and I can usually get it down. So this is kind of a detailed thing, and it's just 1. Who else's is like probably too high for what it is. I mean, even the Epiphany one. I did this Epiphany one, and it's 2. It should be 1, though. I made this a long time ago. That's 1. That's 1. But even like this lockbox here, you would think that this would be, no, that's pretty low going on with it. So yeah. What is this? Like 3. I got something the other day. What was it? I can't go out there because they're hiding things, and I don't want to show you guys. I don't want to show you guys in case some of you are coming to do the hunt. I bought something the other day that was like a backdrop. And you know, like how backdrops lately are like, I don't know, they're usually like 10, 20 prims maybe. This fucking backdrop was 560 something prims, and I'm like, oh baby, no. Like, it was so big. You just don't see things that are really that many prims anymore. Everybody's figured out how to get it pretty low land impact. I mean, I do have some stuff in here that is kind of older meshes, and they are higher land impact, but yo, 560 something. I don't even know where it was from. I picked it up quick. I was like, I have a lot of prims left here still, but no, I'm gonna have to pass on that shit. Somebody needs to copy me so I can work on the Stormware. Every time I come in here, I'm just like, just don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. And my sim right now is super laggy because I've got extra decor out for Bunny Hop, and I actually picked up the main store for paper crowns this morning because I needed like 300 extra prims. Yeah, so I'm trying to like stay within 9,000 still available because it is kind of sluggish here. But it's only because there's extra stuff out there. And I still need to go out there and take some scripts out of some things. So hopefully I can make it a little better. And I also have 3 sick kitties upstairs. Like, look at my kitties. My kitties are sick because I'm a bad virtual cat mom. Look at my babies here. They're so cute when they get sick, but it is kind of sad at the same time. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I left you in my inventory too long and made you sick. But these are the most, like, when you look on my region for what has the highest scripts running, it's these guys. So for the hunt, I might pick them up, and they're just gonna have to stay sick a little while longer, just so I have less things running scripts. Like, if you were to click on this and go to script info, see the highest things, and these, whatever these are, I'm going to have to go down there and take the scripts out of these. Oh, they're sofas. Or pick them up altogether. But look, these guys are running high, so I'm probably just going to have to pick them up. And these, I'm going to have to pick these up too and find different kinds of butterflies, because I think 400 is too much. So these will probably all get picked up. That'll free lag. And then I just need to go through and take all the scripts out of all of this stuff, because that's what I'm going to do on the day in between the deadline for designers to have their eggs hidden and before I allow early access. I'm going to walk out there and descript things, and I'll be doing that all day. And then I'll be ready for all of this stuff. So None of this shit. The only thing that should have scripts in it is the eggs and my vendors inside my store. All decor shouldn't have any scripts or anything in it, and I'll do all that this weekend. I mean, not this weekend, but next week, whenever. Whatever. I don't have anything else really to show you guys, so I can check one thing. No, I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't show these other ones that I have because they are kind of secretive to a point. So I've gotta I'm gonna just go, I guess. So I don't really have anything else to show for now. I was working on another store maybe, but it's not going to be like anything. It's the contents don't really fall in any of my other store categories. I bought a bunch of templates, like a bunch of decor templates that I just want to retexture and maybe resell. But template decor, I don't have a store right now that's template decor. So I might use this. I have a logo already done for a store called Pixel Dust. Pixel Dust used to be the name of one of my regions. And I did start a store, but I ended up changing the names to Paper Crowns. And that was an original content decor store. And I don't use any templates on Paper Crowns at all. That's the store that I use for original content events, is Paper Crowns. So I can't have any templates on the content for that store. And Alter Ego doesn't really do decor. So I thought to take Pixel Dust. I already have a logo and mesh logo and an avatar for it. I already have a marketplace for it. And then I just bought, the thing is though, I bought all the templates on Toxxic. Yeah, I don't know. So what I probably end up doing is rebuying the templates on Pixel Dust Avatar and using that marketplace just to sell the decor. It's just, I kind of want to make a really, really cutesy, like, not so much for kids, but kind of textured kid-like, you know? I guess kids could probably purchase most of the stuff that I make. I just kind of want to do something that's really, like, fun and, like, refreshing, but so it'll be a mixture of whatever I can make myself mesh for decor now, and then I'm just purchasing a bunch of templates and I'll break them and put stuff back together and make new things out of them, basically, if I can. So upstairs on my building downstairs, all 4 rooms are free, so I have room for 4 more stores could be in there, so I think I'll just put Pixel Dust above Paper Crowns. And that'll just be the way that is there. But there won't be a separate group for it. It's just kind of, it's a hobby like type thing that I'm filling up time with right now. So yeah. And I just feel like texturing decor, and I can't make these things that I purchased. I'm not that good yet. So, but I want to make like, I want to make a tea party like set. I'm not good enough to make tables and chairs just yet. I know that's crazy. You'd think I would be able to make that, but I want to make a really cute tea party set, and I've actually tried to make this to put it in Bunny Hop, to make like a whole set that you can collect. Even though I didn't sign myself up for Bunny Hop, I'm kind of trying to make it work. If I don't do it, then, you know, I'll release it at Saturday sale or something at a different time. But I've always wanted to make a really cute tea party set, and I've got all of these pieces that I've purchased from all these different full perm people, and I just want to put it all together and just make the cutest shit. I don't know why I want to. I just do. So I guess that's what the next thing that I'll be working on. I am still working on the skin for Doll Factory, but I can tell you 100% right now I'm very frustrated with skins because I'm not really sure how I want to go about selling it. I have bodies made. I just need to tone them, and I'm just don't know how I want to sell it right at this point. I don't really think it. I think I'm thinking too hard or thinking too much about it, you know? So it is still in the works. I just haven't really decided how I want to do it. It's such a nightmare to think about skins. Like, fuck, it's a fucking nightmare. Then you have to try to get all these developer kits, and like, I'm remembering why I quit. I'm remembering why I quit doing skins because it was getting to be too hard to make anyone happy. And it's already to the point you can't make anybody happy, but that's a really hard job to like, I don't know, I just foresee mounds and mounds of complaints, so it's kind of making me not want to do it. Maybe I'll just make one skin in like 5 tones, release it with all of the body appliers, and never make a skin again. And just be like, here, I made a skin. There you go. Have it. Bye. And just leave it at that and just be like a one-time thing instead of trying to make a whole store, because I think the whole store thing is very intimidating. Yeah. So anyways, I guess I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to open these other projects and start working on them because I promised I'd have something to look at by tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope I was able to cure your boredom for an hour and a half. And hopefully I'll get an okay on this kiosk and we can be done with this order and I can move on to the next one. Or start accepting more people because I have a really long waiting list. It's a good and it's a bad problem at the same time. So, thanks so much for hanging out. I hope that you're well on your side of the world and just stay 6 feet away from people. And, yeah, hopefully all this will be over sooner than we think, because it seems like it just keeps getting dragged out more and more and more every day. So stay safe and keep your hands clean and don't touch your face and all of that shit that they keep telling us over and over. And I'll try to find something I can come up with you guys and texture or create for you and do more of the live streams. And yeah, as long as I stay in a good mood, I'm fine with doing live streams, but you guys don't want me when I'm in a bad mood, so I'm trying not to press OBS whenever I'm in a venti mood because God, I get in so much trouble for that, so that's what that is. Alright. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. I have no set schedule. I'm probably bipolar and am undiagnosed, so just kidding. I'll see you guys later. Love your faces. Bye-bye.